Hey there, everybody. Chief Forecaster David with Storm TV Network Channel. We have been quite busy the last couple hours here with ongoing severe weather, from severe thunderstorm warnings to tornado warnings. It's just been a very busy last couple of hours. My original plan was, when I got home, to do severe weather coverage. If y'all noticed, we had a live stream earlier, but the live stream ended unexpectedly. Why did it end? It was because my power went out. So yeah, that's what happened earlier. Power went out, but now things are back and going. Hey there, welcome over to the stream, Cowboy Hayden. Let me go ahead and make sure everything is ready to go on here. Alright, so I'm getting my computer set up over here so we can transition from over there to over here. So 1 second as I get it fixed up and going. Should take about like 20 seconds. Let's see here. If you guys got any reports for me, like you got hail, you got wind and stuff like that, send that over to me in the chat. But if you have any pictures, you can tag me on Twitter and we'll get that shared on stream here in just a tad bit. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and talk about the weather here, because there is a lot to talk about here, especially to talk about what's happened in the last couple hours. And I'm going to talk about how I was forecasting tornadoes today, and nobody else was. So I'll tell you what I'm going to tell you what I was talking about here in just a little bit. So now, let's go ahead. Reading the chat here. David, my photo got featured on KXAN. That is amazing. That's amazing. Alright, so let's go ahead, hop on our green screen here. I've kind of done some new changes to the green screen, which you'll notice here at about now. Why does it keep exiting? For some reason, it's like, nope, we don't want Google Slides to open. So we're going to try this again. Again, sorry about my technical difficulties today. Don't know what in the world is going on here with the situation with my computer. We're about to do a live update too. Just want to bring this up for Stream Endlessly Network. So we'll have a full forecast. Well, not a full forecast. We're just going to break down the updates. By the way, with the severe weather that we experienced today in Burnett County where that tornado occurred, National Weather Service said in their weather chat that they're going to survey that tomorrow. So just a heads up on that for anybody curious on that tornado in northeastern Burnett County. Alright, so now everything is good to go. We're going to talk about the whole weather. I literally have a whole timeline of the weather. So let's go ahead and hop on the green screen here, as we're going to have some new updates. David Alford from Fox Weather, yes. David Alford from Fox News, very true. Let's see here. Alright. So now let's talk about the big developments here that have occurred in the last couple of hours. So once again, we had multiple weather alerts across the area. Well, one thing to help us get this, why is the green screen not on? Today we're just full of problems today. Wow. Did my camera get deleted? 1 second. Okay, just behind the scenes right here. Oh, it was just doing a dynamo effect. I actually have zero clue what happened to the green screen right here. Green screen is supposed to be right here, and it is not on. Doing pretty good on this side of the lake. No activity happening anymore. Did my camera accidentally go into a weird thing? I literally spent a couple hours trying to figure out the whole green screen situation. Alright, there we go. Apparently I have two green screens. Oh wait, I'm stupid. That was full screen share too. I was just. Oh my gosh, guys, it is not a good night so far for me. My brain is already being impacted. Okay, sorry about those technical difficulties there. Yep, KGRX is down. They said that something in Fort Worth or something. They're gonna use the Fort Worth one, and the Fort Worth network or something is doing some changes. So I'm still trying to learn more information on that. All right, so let's talk about the weather. Now let's talk about the weather as we finally got those technical difficulties hopefully resolved. So overall, headline-wise, yeah, it was active. We had tons of damage across the area, tons of severe weather. Also, we have a weather alert day for Friday because we're going to expect some very similar impacts from what we had tonight for tomorrow, but it'll be about an hour or two early. By the way, Crim overrated. Tomorrow, I'm bringing my walkie-talkies. Tomorrow, you know those radios I brought at school one time, I'm going to bring those again. I'm probably going to give you one in case, you know, like storms happen. I guess storms are supposed to happen tomorrow. There's even a tornado threat tomorrow. So I'm going to give you one tomorrow since you're a weather person like me. So I'm going to give you one. I'm going to have one. And we'll only turn them on if there's like a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado warning. And I'm going to bring my earpiece tomorrow. I'm gonna be listening to the weather service all day tomorrow on my earpiece. That would be bringing. So just a lot of stuff I'm bringing tomorrow for severe weather, which we'll talk about here in just a little bit. All right, so the start of storm. So we're going to break down your timeline here on how everything started. So this was in Burnett County, just outside of my school. This is about 4:30 p.m. when storms started to initiate. So you can see the updrafts and the storms, dark cloud in the distance. This is where there was some rain occurring around 4:30 p.m., but it wasn't like a lot of rain. I mean, it was quite a bit of rain, but I mean, I did get soaked, but we're still watching it closely. By the way, we do have severe weather happening right now as well. We'll take a look at that here in just a moment. But again, this is what happened earlier at 4:30 p.m. Storms started to develop. No severe weather, no tornadoes were issued in any of our counties in South Central Texas at this time frame here. So we'll have to see here what the next plans are in this update. Next thing I want to talk about now is this. This is in Briggs, Texas, where we had a confirmed tornado on the ground. You can see it right here. This is a tornado, very clear. This is from my friend Cole Williams. Actually goes to school with me, and he caught this tornado from his personal camera. Tonight, hopefully y'all can enjoy the little glitches in the screen on the top. Just enjoy that tonight. Act like you don't see that, okay? So, yeah. And then my teacher sent me a personal email this evening, Mr. Levins, Coach Levins, and he sent me a picture. I did not know he lived near Briggs, but this is east of Briggs. So the two pictures I just showed y'all were south of Briggs, so this is east of Briggs, and that's where we have that tornado. In the weather chat right here, the National Weather Service says that they're going to be doing damage survey tomorrow. Also it says storm chaser Gabe Cox believe he saw debris. So there's 2 tornado warnings. It looks like there might have been 2 different areas of debris from what I'm reading in the chat. So very, very interesting coming in from the National Weather Service chat. All right, then we had the pause. The pause. I thought we were done with rain, especially for where I lived at, after I saw a rainbow. And I saw just clear skies in the distance. It's like, okay, we're done with rain. This is about 5:03 p.m. this evening. And then I caught beautiful pictures of the rainbow. This is Lake Buchanan. This is where I live at. And it was just the edges of the lake right here. That's where the rainbow was at. On top of Lake Buchanan. It's just a low level rainbow. It was so pretty. It was so amazing. It was so windy too. I collected wind gusts upwards to 45 miles per hour as thunderstorms pushed off towards the Bertram area. And there was even a confirmed tornado. Not in this storm, but it was the storm next door. So this storm right here in particular produced tons of rain and severe weather. But you thought that was good luck? You know, when you see a rainbow, it's typically good luck. Well, y'all know me, I love severe weather, so I guess that's good luck that, hey, you'll see severe weather later. I don't know. But for most people, when you see rainbow, it's good luck. Well, that wasn't the case. I got a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. I haven't been under a destructive severe thunderstorm warning in a couple of years. I was in the threat for baseball-sized hail, which I think the largest hail I got was up to ping pongs. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I did get baseballs. I know some people further down the road from me did get baseball-sized hail. So in my neighborhood, there was baseball-sized hail, but for where I live and exactly what I saw, I just saw up to ping pongs. But some of my neighbors further down the road saw baseball-sized hail. So, yeah, that did verify in this destructive severe thunderstorm warning that I was under. Then I was in a flash flood warning, and I'm still under a flash flood warning right now. They actually extended it until like 11:45 tonight. So that's what it looked like. So after this, this is in the core. 5:03 p.m. Quarter-size hail just about top of my trampoline. A few little specks of hail also popped up. Here is Buchanan Dam, Texas. These pictures were taken from my mother, and you can see some small to decently sized hail, maybe like pocket change hail, maybe nickel size hail, but that's what I got. And then coming in from Georgetown, Texas, Tejas weather. I think I pronounced that wrong, but y'all can see it right there. Got some cool pictures of the clouds in Georgetown, so amazing shot there from that. And then Krim Overrated, that's in the chat right now. Stole a few of her pictures. Quarter-size hail is what she measured, which was phenomenal. And it's some more pictures of quarter-size hail. And it's some more quarter-size hail. I was going to mention this. I had large hail or hail at my house 13 times in a row in just about an hour and a half. I've never been in a severe thunderstorm warning for so long and have hail 13 times and having a period of large hail for about 25 minutes. I've never experienced that day in my life. So today's weather is definitely in the history books for sure. For sure. Let me read the chat here. W video photo. I'm working on an automated Twitter bot right now. It's nice. Copyright. Okay. Tajas weather. Okay. Hey, what's up, Tristan? Hey, that's not fair use, bruh. Yeah, it is. It's called stealing. No, I'm kidding. No, I only took photos from people I actually know. I didn't take any from like people I don't know. So 50-50. Okay. All right. Next. Okay. Here's another photo. David, I'm gonna fight you tomorrow game. That hail was crazy, man. It was, especially those pictures you sent me. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah. So okay, guys, just ignore the fuzziness on the top. We'll have that fixed next stream. All right, next step here. Oh wait, we just skipped this. This is obviously that's not correct. That's not Llano, Burnett County. That's Williamson County in Georgetown, Texas. About quarter-size hail from what it looks like. Very cool photos. A lot of heavy rain too. You can see quite a bit of water right here. So yeah, some pretty good rain occurred in Williamson County and Georgetown. So great shot there. Thanks for posting that. And then this was the end for now. Fun fact, when I posted these, there was 3 more rounds of rain that happened. So this was posted at 8:04 p.m. this evening. The rain officially stopped around 9 o'clock. So, or no, it was about 8:30 maybe 8:45. No, I think it's 9 o'clock. One of the two there. But yeah, look at this. This is a puddle. Yeah, that's a puddle. It's a large puddle. This looks like a little pond. It's not. It's just a puddle. This is the road right here. This is a little ditch right here. And it approaches towards one of my neighbors' houses over there. So again, pretty bad flooding. But I have a 5-minute video that I'm going to post as a YouTube video probably here in a little bit. I posted so many videos. Like I recorded so many videos. I'm going to grab all of them together. I'm going to edit them and I'm going to upload to YouTube. And it's a video of me getting smacked by large hail, like when the first of the hail happened where I live at. Like before anyone else sees hail in the area. My house got it first as it pushed more off towards the southeast. So I have video of that. I also have video of me getting smacked by hail on my back. I had to take cover multiple times because of the large hail. It's about a 3-minute video. Then I did a 5-minute video. I'm not sure what the 5-minute video was, but all I know is all these were hail related. So I got some crazy video coming soon that y'all will see exclusively here on the Storm TV Network YouTube page. So this is what I had earlier in my weather forecast. I had strong to severe storms, 60%. Well, that definitely verified. Not everybody in this zone got rain, but the majority of us did. So I had a 60% rain chance tonight. Further south to go, or more in the heart of the area, not so much. and we actually had some storms down our San Antonio area. By the way, these are not like percentages for like these zones. This is kind of an idea of what the coverage zone could look like in different specific zones. That's why you see 3 different colors there. But it's not just that I want to show. We had a level 2 risk of severe weather today across south central Texas. But fun fact, in my severe weather threats, I said an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out. I record my weather videos around 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. We edited the video at 11 o'clock. I'm not posting the video because as soon as I got home, severe weather happened. So there's no point in posting a video after storms have happened. But in my full forecast video that I was going to post, but I came home a little bit late and storms happened earlier than I thought would happen. But in my video, I talked about an isolated tornado, and that verified. It says isolated tornado, which means one, and one tornado did happen today in the area. So, very interesting. And then, of course, hail. I should have bumped this up to, I said this earlier to a few of my teachers, I need to bump this up to 2-inch size hail, but I stuck with quarters, and that's what most of us saw. And it's some gusty winds upwards of 60 miles per hour. I'm going to be honest. At times, winds are higher than 60. So, again, my forecast verified. As you can see, it says today and this evening. So, as you can tell, this wasn't even updated for tonight. But again, I forecasted an isolated tornado. That verified in my video. I mean, I guess I could post a video for extra proof, or maybe I'll just get a snippet of what I did here. Getting some new severe thunderstorm warnings in the Burnett County area. We're going to take a look down here in a moment. But yeah, this is what I had in my forecast. But I want to talk about tomorrow. So today's weather, yeah, it was pretty bad, but tomorrow... Alright, so again, today's forecast, just want to quickly talk about this again. Today's forecast verified. My forecasting of an isolated tornado did happen, unfortunately, but it did happen. And we had that tornado right in this area earlier today. So that's the weather. But now we still have, as we're on the air now, we are going to cover some more severe storms, which we'll talk about here in just a moment here. Slowly, oh crap, did I misspell that? Oh, I misspelled that, wow. Okay, I tried to send you snaps of the hailfall when I was way back to Burnett, but it was never sent. Dang. That was all good though. I have no clue there would be any severe weather. Oh yeah, especially tornadoes. I'm like the only person that forecasted tornadoes. You know what? I think I'm gonna publish the video to. Did I talk about it? I'm gonna have to re-watch my video I posted a few days ago. I don't know if no, a few days ago, it was like 3 days ago. Yesterday, I posted a video, I didn't post a video yesterday, but I made a video talking about maybe a tornado tomorrow. Never published it because when I got home, well, we had severe weather yesterday. So the past couple of nights, we've had severe weather, and when I make videos at school, I never have time to publish it in the evenings because when I talk about the weather, it's about the evening time, and when the weather's over, I don't get a break. As soon as I get home, we're live immediately. I don't have time to publish. So once the weather's over, usually it's after 10 p.m., the video's outdated. So that's why there hasn't been new videos lately, is because I don't publish a video till around 6 o'clock. And today I got home 5-ish, I think, 6 o'clock-ish maybe. Yeah, and I talked about an isolated tornado in my video today, verified. But yeah, oh boy. But yeah, that's what we're watching. Why don't you submit your great photos to KXAN or local news sources? I tagged them on social media and in the National Weather Slack chat. I tagged them on there, so if they want to use them, they can. I know that AccuWeather asked for them, I believe. ABC News affiliate stations across America, I guess, asked to use them as well. Just a lot, I don't know, quite a few people asked to use them, but usually I just let if any local people want to use my stuff, I guess they could, I don't know, they ask me if they want. But yeah. Hello there, General Cat. Talk about the rotation we caught over Buchanan Dam. Yeah, the rotation over top of Buchanan Dam was intense, actually. Tristan, that's in the chat right now. Earlier, he was, I guess you could say, he was standing, looking at the sky, which is very fun to do. And when he was outside, well, an area of low, was it kind of low level? It was kind of mid-level rotation, kind of. But there was some rotation, some swirliness, some spin was starting to occur just right on top of his, kind of near his head, up towards, I don't know, it'd be cool if I could show you all the video. I don't have the video on standby right now, but if I can get the video, tomorrow, I plan to make an entire video. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is, I probably won't talk about the severe weather tomorrow, because we're live right now, because obviously there won't be enough time to make the video tomorrow. So I guess today, I don't know. These severe weather events happening in the evenings give me zero time to publish videos that I record during the day and publish in the evening. So yeah, that's the problem on the lack of uploads. No, I don't. So this is it's not an affiliate, it's a Storm Network computer, laptop, Chromebook. That's what we use. I actually have 2 of them in here. I got 2 Storm Chromebooks in here. And if you have a Windows 11 computer, yeah, Windows 11 computer that I'm talking to y'all from right now. We got another computer over here as well, and another computer behind that. So we got multiple computers in here that are Storm Network based. Mostly Windows 11 though. Alright, so let's talk about the storms real quick here as we're on the air. So again, severe thunderstorm warnings across portions of Burnett County. They're saying that this storm is pretty close where that tornado occurred today. Well, that's definitely true. This is in Burnett County. Where's the hail core, you may be asking? It's right in this corridor. Here's where we likely got some of that quarter-sized hail trying to occur here. Severe thunderstorm warning for 2-inch size hail. Well, I lied, it ain't quarter size. It's about ping pong size. With wind gusts, again, upwards to 60 miles per hour. So Lake Victor, Sunny Lane, and the Watson area, heads up guys, we got a very strong to severe storm coming your way. Again, producing tons of wind, hail at this time. Nothing tornadic with this right now, but it is something that, of course, we are watching closely here. It does say, let's see, does it mention anything about flooding? It says torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm, so they're recommending you not to drive. Strike velocity here, because today has been a whole lot of unexpected, I guess you could say. Nothing rotating, but there is some gusty winds out there in that particular severe thunderstorm warning. We still have a severe thunderstorm watch for portions of Blanco, Gillespie, and Kendall counties in the hill country right now. Severe thunderstorm watch will go into about 1 hour, so it expires until midnight. I'm a little surprised that they didn't extend the northern hill country until 12 a.m. like they did for these 3 counties. But the reason why we have a severe thunderstorm watch until midnight for areas further to the southwest, well, I don't see much why we have a severe thunderstorm watch in this zone. Not a whole lot of storms have initiated today in this zone. I don't think, did any storms happen over here today? I only know about the storms that happened in Mason County, Llano, Burnett, Williamson. I think there was some in Travis, I believe. Maybe Bastrop, I think, and in Milam County. I know those for sure. And I think there was some severe weather down towards Bexar County, I think. Maybe Comal County. I think there was some severe, or Comal counties. Yeah, I think there was some severe weather down towards southern counties, but I don't know a whole lot. I don't know if a whole lot of activity occurred today in the heart of our viewing area. So again, most of the severity of our weather today has been occurring in the northern sections of the hill country and in the northern metro. Once again, the past couple nights we've had big hailstorms in Williamson County. Well, today this shifted 1 to 2 counties away from Williamson County. Don't get me wrong, there was some bad hail in Williamson County once again, but the bulk of the hail today occurred just west of Burnett, mainly towards Buchanan Dam, Buchanan Lake Village, towards Tao. This is where we got some good hail today across portions of the area today. So good news to say right now, the storm activity is finally calming down. You may be asking, what's this green box? That is a flash flood warning. I am in that. I live in this flash flood warning. About 3 to 5 inches of rain has fallen in the warned area. And the big play-by-play picture is, see the storm developed way back here. We just had rounds of new storms developing back and forth for just about 3.5, 4 hours across Llano County. Even in northern Blanco County, even southwestern Llano County, storms just continue to develop further off towards the southwest. At first, storms developed northwest, and that's how it was for about an hour to hour and a half to 2 hours. And then once we start to lose energy back up here, out in this area, new energy started to get going over here, and that created more storms throughout for another hour or so for mostly Burnett County. And the rain that we are receiving and have received, this is wonderful. It's Thursday today, so we don't have a new drought update until next Thursday. But I'm kind of curious what this is going to look like. Again, over 3 to 5 inches of rain has fallen in the warned area and areas surrounding Lake Buchanan, where we really need the rain. It's under the flash flood warning. So this again is, I know flooding is bad, but we need really, really heavy rain to get us out of the drought. We need about 20, 25 inches of rain here in the Texas Hill Country. So from Mason, Llano, Burnett, Gillespie, Kendall, and Blanco counties, we need about 20 to 25 inches of rain to get out of the drought we're in right now. So with these isolated high total amounts that we receive, that's helpful for those areas, but still widespread in general, that just knocks down the widespread rain amounts to maybe just about 23, 22 inches, but still, there's a lot more math I might have to look into tomorrow, but when a specific area gets tons of rain, it changes the totals area-wide, area else, so just a lot of math I gotta do tomorrow, so we'll see what my new numbers come up here, guys, very, very soon. Talk about the I'm working specifically on a bot that will post earthquakes that happen in Texas. Ooh, that's awesome. But I might make more automated weather accounts in the future. What's the rainfall rate with the storm over Copper's Cove? The storm fill up South Hollow Lake. Oh, that's right. There is. Yeah, that's right. Fun fact, I actually do have, in the Copper's Cove area, I got a lot of reports of hail earlier and a lot of reports of tornado sightings in that area. Just mainly towards your south, though. So if we go ahead and I'm misspelling this. I think I know this at too. Copper's Cove. Yeah, I was misspelling this. Okay, my apologies for not being able to spell. I'm gonna refresh the app here. 1 second. Let's see here. Alright, there we go. So, yep, I was right. Just barely. So, we actually have a storm chaser. I don't know. We have a few storm chasers still out right now, so the storm's coming your way. But Copper's Cove right now, thunderstorm is in your location right now. Pretty good downpour occurring right now. But just to your southwest here, this is in Lampasas County, right? No, it's not. This is, what county is this? This is Bell County. Wait. No, it's not. It's Corwell County. Hopefully that's right, Corwell County. So we'll watch that. But overall, good looking storm right now. Get some pretty good rain. If we can start to see more of a northeasterly turn, which I believe is happening, more rain could be coming your direction here in the next little bit. Besides on how much rain has happened in this specific area, the storm total precipitation accumulation here, picking up on, since the storm is kind of a newer storm it's not really picking up on much, so this is indicating like barely anything, but it's probably about a quick 1/10 to a half an inch rain rates occurring in this storm. It looks like a flash flood warning was issued earlier for the Copper's Cove region until midnight tonight. We're about 3 to 5 inches of rain, so there's probably at least 2 more inches in that lake over there. So that's good. Every inch counts, even every drop counts, but still looking good. We had over an hour of straight hail from Copper's Cove from 3:40 to 4:40 p.m. Wow, that's a long time of large hail. Where I live at, towards the Buchanan Lake area, we had some large hail lasting for a couple hours as well. The hail actually, we had hail 13 times where I live at, so the weather is very wacky, I guess you could say, and very wild. But once again, everybody, if we go back to my forecast, none of these graphics are updated. Just want to point that out. I have not touched these graphics since 3 o'clock this afternoon. So when I did the forecast, as you can see, none of the banners are not even updated. So here's what I did. Severe weather, the other thing I updated was the storm reports, which I'll show you guys. We'll do another timeline update here in a moment. So when I updated this graphic around 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon, I had an isolated tornado threat. So that verified. If you guys, I have a video that I made earlier today. There's no point of publishing it now because it's outdated and the storms are dying down now. But in my video, I mentioned an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out. And I mentioned that in my video yesterday that I recorded, but we didn't upload the video yesterday. Why didn't I? Well, it's because when I got home, severe weather happened and there was no time to upload it. So that's why there's been a lack of uploads the last couple days, because every time I come home, there's severe weather and I don't have time to upload the video. I gotta stream immediately and give you all the latest information on everything. So again, I forecast an isolated tornado, that verified. If y'all don't believe me, people at school can back me up with this, especially if you teachers of mine, they can back me up with this. I had an isolated tornado threat in this, so verified. Flash flooding, possible. Yeah, that happened for sure. Very large hail, damaging winds, very likely, also verified. So my forecasting was all right for today, which was unfortunate, but was all right. And today's severe threat looked like this. Was this the actual update, or was there another update today? Let's see, what was the update? I haven't looked at this in a long time. Oh well, so they've actually made this south of Burnett now. So yeah, as y'all can see, the maps are not even updated. They haven't been updated in a long time. But now they've shoved it further south. Okay. Let's see, did they add any threats? No tornado threats. We still have the large hail threat. We still have the wind threat. So something we'll have to watch closely. But tomorrow, the entire viewing area under level 2 out of 5, slight risk of severe weather. So how this will go is, we'll go live as soon as I get home tomorrow, sometime tomorrow. Probably around 5:30, 6 o'clock-ish, maybe. But with tomorrow's weather, there's an open time frame on when storms should initiate, anywhere from 1 p.m. in the afternoon to 5 p.m. So right in that time frame, that's when storms should start to bubble up. Mostly areas towards the hill country. They'll be isolated to widespread in nature, kind of in the form of I don't know, today's weather was in the form of just isolated storms, but it's going to be very similar to what we had today for tomorrow, especially towards the Texas hill country. Once they get closer to like Burnett, they should become like a cluster of storms from what latest model data is hinting at, and it should just become a complex of storms as it approaches Austin and San Antonio. And if we go back to my forecast here, I have a decent rain chance here for tomorrow. I have about a 60 to 70% rain chance across the area. This hasn't been updated since like 12 o'clock this afternoon. So there's probably some new changes here if you're watching like local news and stuff with weather. But with what I was going with earlier today, had about 60-70% rain chance, and then I had a 60% down here, which is blocked up by the computer there. The storm stalled over Copus Cove and dropped hail. Oh wow, you bet. How low is Lake Buchanan? Lake Buchanan is roughly around 53%, pretty low. Lake Travis though is about 42%, I believe, 43% maybe, one of those two numbers there. But yeah, Lake Buchanan is still in the 50% range, but it's in the lower 50% range. So hopefully this nice rain that we got was helpful. Speaking of Lake Buchanan, I caught a rainbow today on Lake Buchanan. This is rare. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and talk about all of the severe weather from today. So if you guys are just joining and just tuning in now, we're going to do a whole recap. So let's get into it. So the latest headlines on today's weather: tons of damage did occur, tons of severe weather did occur. Weather alert day for Friday, it's going to be promising. Like we just had today, it's going to be very similar impacts. So let's start off the storms. This is 4:30 this afternoon. Fun fact: 8th period for I'm in high school. So for we have 8 periods in my school. So 8th period. That 8th period, it's mostly, well, my teacher knows I like the weather. She let me kind of, I wouldn't say skip, but she let me kind of take the break, I guess you could say, with doing work in class because she doesn't like weather, and she knew today was a severe weather alert day. And by the way, a severe thunderstorm watch was issued at this time too. And as soon as it was issued, I noticed some blips on the radar. Isolated activity starting to get going across portions of the areas like, oh boy. As soon as that watch got issued, and as soon as I saw this blips of rain, my anxiety went up. And it went up at a good, it went up very well. In a good way, I guess you could say, for what would have happened later, which did occur. So, start of storms, stuff like this occurred. If you guys want to see like earlier posts when storms did not look like this earlier, there was a whole post on Twitter about it. Probably be after 4:30 though, it's like roughly around 3 o'clock. But just about 15-25 minutes later, boom, a confirmed tornado just south of Briggs, Texas. Right here is the tornado. My friend Cole Williams sent this over to me. Again, tornado on the ground, made contact, the funnel cloud made contact on the ground, did do damage, did do destruction. Also, I've gotten reports earlier that a vehicle was blown off the highway due to strong winds. So that's absolutely insane. But again, this occurred in Briggs, Texas, south of Briggs, Texas earlier today. And as of right now, we actually do have a thunderstorm near this vicinity, so of course we're monitoring that storm very, very closely. But obviously, as of now, no more tornadoes are anticipated for the rest of tonight's weather here, so hopefully that can stay like that, obviously, for the rest of tonight. Alright, so next gear here that I want to go ahead and do, we're going to go to this next scene here. Here's what we got. My teacher actually sent this to me via email. Yeah, he sent me an email after school hours, and he said, tornado, touchdown, something like that, east of Briggs, Texas, right around 5:15. Coach Levin said this to me, and there's that tornado. The funnel cloud, contact to the ground, boom. So amazing shots that they did, and I love how these shots of pictures that these have been sent to me. No one took shelter. If I saw this, I would be like, never mind. I can't tell you what I would do, but again, very good looking storm. All right, besides that, we kind of had the pause. So after the tornado warning, or confirmed tornado happened, it was just a regular tornado warning for like maybe 30 more minutes longer. So at the time frame, when I was coming home towards the Tao area, I saw a rainbow in the distance. It's like, wow, that's amazing. And then as we drive, my mom and I drive more into where I live at, well, you know what happens? When you decide to look towards the lake, you can see a giant rainbow like this. Look at this. This is the entire lake of Lake Buchanan. On one other side of Lake Buchanan, that's where the rainbow starts. On the other side, my side of Lake Buchanan, the rainbow ends. You wonder what that gray is? That's rain. That's a rain shadow effect. And there was gusty winds all the way up to 45 miles per hour coming out of the storm towards where I was at. Which, if you want to watch the whole video, I think I published it on Twitter. You can check that out right now on what the impacts were when I took this picture, which was insane. And I did not upload this, but when I was recording this, well, when I was kind of recording this, I was recording this, but after I stopped recording, I recorded again just in time. We were listening to the radio. We had the radio on, which wasn't really heard, but when we had the radio on, it talked about there was a tornado warning on the radio. So I have a video of the rainbow and tornado warning and gusty winds. It's a good combo. I'll probably have that posted here on YouTube in just a little bit. All right, besides that, that was the pause. I kind of thought, okay, storms are over for the rest of the night. I thought we were done. No, we had 3 more hours or so of thunderstorms. It's been at least over 7 years, at least, since I've last been under a destructive severe thunderstorm warning with the threat of baseball-sized hail. By the way, when you're under a destructive severe thunderstorm warning, tornado sirens are typically activated. That was not the case for where I lived at. So, wild. But anyways, I've been under this in over 8 years. I was like, what in the world's going on? And then just a couple of minutes or an hour later, boom, a flash flood warning pops up, which is still in effect for where I live at right now. Then later on, caught about this was, let's see, that alert was issued, so it shows you right here, it says this severe thunderstorm warning was issued at 6:01. This was, flash flood warning was issued at 6:17. In this picture was taken before those severe alerts were issued, so about quarter-size hail. Next frame, this is Buchanan Dam. My mom sent me this. By the way, I have video of Buchanan Dam from my mom, and the hail, like this video, and it's just, the road is like covered in hail. I tried my best to get the video. I was unable to get it, but she has it on her phone. After I end this year, I'm gonna figure out how to get that video, because the video is absolutely insane. So, like, it's more worse than what you see right here. It's like, it's completely covered. So, I'll probably post that on Twitter if I can get the video later on tonight or tomorrow. But overall, wild. In Georgetown, Texas, this was kind of before the storms happened. It's around 7 p.m., I believe. Yeah, around 7 p.m. Tejas Weather sent this over to us on Twitter. So, crazy shot there. And then over towards Buchanan Dam, another shot around 7:13 p.m. My friend, Krim overrated, her and I go to school together. She got over quarter-size hail, which is wild. As soon as I saw this, I was like, whoa, this is a large hail. And yeah, there was a severe thunderstorm warning. There you go, some more of that quarter-size hail. Another quarter-size hail. I mean, these are great shots there. So great shots there, Krim overrated. Besides that there, here's the next one. Look at this. This is Georgetown, Texas. Ignore the wrong county. This is Williamson County. It's right around 7:55. Tejas Weather this on Twitter. And look at this, quarter-size hail once again. Amazing shots and some heavy rain that occurred, and you can see that puddle right there. So at least a half an inch of rain fell in Williamson County. And then when the storms end, we had flooding. Flash flood warning in effect right now where I live at. And this is where I live at. Well, in this vicinity in the picture. But you can see this is not a pond. This is not a lake. This is not a river. This is a puddle. A muddy, gross puddle. It's a large puddle. And there's the ditch right here. And the road is kind of curved. So it just spells water puddle when it comes to heavy storms. And that's exactly what occurred right here. And then later on, got pictures. After I took this, more hail happened in Buchanan Dam right around the same time. So that's why it says 8:04. And this was Buchanan Dam in Burnett County where some more hail. So yeah, the video I was talking about looks like this actually. So again, the road's covered in that hail. So again, some wild pictures that we have received. And one more thing I want to mention, guys. It says the end for now. There's some severe weather happening right now across portions of our 18 counties we cover, but there's still some more active warnings. But when I did this here, last time I updated this was at 8:30 this evening. So I said the end for now, which was accurate because I didn't officially stop seeing the end of precipitation until until 9 o'clock. So that's why it says the end for now. But still some active severe weather ongoing. So with that tornado that I just mentioned and just showed y'all, this is what my forecast looked like earlier this afternoon when I updated my graphics. So this has been touched since like 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock. So I had a 60% rain chance for these counties. 60% of my viewing area, my northern counties, could have storms, which would 100% verified. 40%, there wasn't a lot of activity down here, which also verified. This was kind of wrong. This is more of a 30 to a 40% chance on our southern counties because there were some isolated storms, even I think some severe weather too, but southern counties wasn't really right, but the heart of the area was very right, and the northern counties was top tier correct. This, of course, is not right. Today's slight risk of severe weather is now south of Burnett. So as you can see, the maps have not been updated. They haven't been touched since the afternoon. But in my updated graphics earlier this afternoon, I said an isolated tornado threat cannot be ruled out. That verified. Very large hail, very gusty winds, and flooding, possible or very likely, all verified. My forecast was accurate. I'm not saying that's uncommon. Most of the time, forecasts are accurate, or I think they are at least, hopefully. But very insane weather for sure, guys. Tallahassee weather. I'm gonna have to start learning that name. One thing I just gotta remember saying the name more. All right, our David. No. Nope, she's just a good friend of mine at school. No relationship, stuff like that. You just published stuff. Thank you very much. Tornado was in South Kempner on Burnett County Road 223 and moved south towards Briggs. That's right. Because when I was live earlier, and then if you guys were wondering, if y'all were watching my stream earlier, which somehow got over 200 views, when I was live earlier, guess what happened? My power went out. We were live for maybe 10 minutes, if that, and my power just went out. And I was like, why did my power go out? There's no thunderstorm. About 0.1 second later, boom, big old storm occurred, a big old thunderstorm happened. I was like, by the way, the reason I went live was because I thought I was done with rain. By the way, I try my best not to go live when there's storms in my area. I try to let that get out of my area. So that's why we're live now, because there's no storms where I live at. It's just to my east now. So that's why we're live. But when we were live earlier, I was like, no more storms will happen, because I saw that rainbow. I was like, okay, good luck means no more rain. Nope, that was the opposite. It meant Mother Nature me saying, good luck, David, with bad weather coming your way. I was like, but yeah, that's what we got. And yeah, so weather was absolutely insane. But yeah, when we were live streaming earlier, that tornado warning, which lasted a few minutes. By the way, I have a friend that was in the confirmed tornado. I was on the phone call with him like the entire time we were live for like 6 minutes, and then again, power went out. So yeah. All right. Young man, I want to tell you, you're doing an outstanding job. One day, many will join to watch you. Never give up. One day, you'll be a pro. Well, thank you very, very much, and I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you. It's very great to see young people starting off. Thank you. How old are you? I am 17. That's how old I am. 17. Yes. Yep. Friday will be bad in Texas. Yep, that is what I'm forecasting right now. Some very similar weather from what we had today. I know it might not seem like the weather will be as bad as it was today. Today's weather, guys, overperformed. Even though I was forecasting the overperform to happen. Okay, so next frame here. Tomorrow's severe weather threat. It's a level 2 risk. The entire viewing area is under that slight risk of severe weather. So, confidence is up. And there's even a tornado threat tomorrow. Today, no tornado threat. Even though I said an isolated one can't be ruled out, that verified. I'm going to be honest. Every time there's a slight risk of severe weather, I never rule out the chance of an isolated tornado. Today was just one of those days where my thinking just nailed it. And just me being safe on forecasting just nailed it. So that's why I had an isolated tornado threat in my forecast today. And tomorrow I have an isolated tornado threat in our forecast. But there's actually a threat level of tornadoes in our area tomorrow. So that's something we'll watch. I have heard some words that they might do a level 3 risk of severe weather for like the northern hill country. That will be interesting if that actually does happen. Again, tomorrow's weather will be starting off as isolated thunderstorms producing large hail and damaging winds, mainly in the northern hill country and areas to the northwest. Well, some models are saying storms will develop out here and become a cluster. Some models are saying storms will happen here, then cluster, and like 2 models are saying nothing will happen. So there's kind of a whole lot of ifs and, I mean, overall, guaranteeing rain will happen. Very confident on that. I have a 70 to an 80% rain, or excuse me, 60 to a 70% rain chance for pretty much everybody across the area. So promising rain chances on our forecast for sure. But again, further south you go, less the chances, but the further north you go, especially north and northwest of Austin, the greater chances of rain. But again, from what it looks like, mainly hit or miss storm activity across the Texas Hill Country, and then it becomes more widespread, more than likely, as it gets closer to the I-35 corridor. So let's talk more about the severe weather threats for tomorrow. So again, here's a bigger picture here, a level 2 risk of severe weather for a good portion of the area. So again, here on the Storm Austin San Antonio network, we cover 18 counties from Mason County, Blanco County, Gillespie County, Kendall County, Bexar County, Llano, Burnett, Williamson, Travis, Hayes, Fayette, Caldwell, Guadalupe, Comel, Gonzales, Bastrop, Lee, and Milam counties, as well as Williamson County. I might have left out a county there. Hopefully that was 18 counties there, I just said. But those are the 18 counties I cover here in South Central Texas. So that's why you're seeing storm Austin, San Antonio. So again, tonight's weather update is focused in South Central Texas, just for anyone watching, probably not in the area, just to give them an update. So as mentioned, the tornado threat tomorrow, it's not zero. There's an actual risk for the entire area just about. So we're gonna watch this closely here, very closely tomorrow, with what they do here. The wind threat for tomorrow, it's up there, and the hail threat for tomorrow looking quite concerning actually. We are in a significant hail perimeter. Today, we were in this. We saw significant hail for a lot of areas. Baseball size hail, we had that today. We have the same exact risk. And that's gonna be the same thing for tomorrow. So we're gonna have to watch this closely here with tomorrow's severe weather threat. It's absolutely wild for sure. And then you may be asking, what about this weekend's weather on Saturday? Things are looking okay. Maybe towards San Antonio, maybe our southern counties, maybe some isolated storms here and there, but further north of Austin you go, lesser the rain chances from what it looks like now. And then a low end severe threat in the state of Texas weather perspective, a marginal risk in far south Texas. So just update there for anyone watching. All right, besides that, we have a severe thunderstorm watch to talk about for Gillespie, Blanco, and Kendall counties here until 12 a.m. tonight. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why there is a severe thunderstorm watch. I think they're probably thinking that we may get a new storm, may try to bubble up, as there hasn't really been much storms in this zone. There's just nothing popping up, so I think chances of storms in those 3 counties are looking unlikely, but more widespread and heavier storms occurring right now in southwest Texas. So you got a good cluster of storms, even severe weather down towards the southwest. Here in our local viewing area, we do have severe weather to talk about. Burnett County, this is exactly where we had that tornado warning today. We had a tornado warning in this zone, which was a confirmed tornado, and in northwestern Williamson County was included, and even Bertram was included. Bertram, you guys look like you guys will not see any impacts with this here, but Williamson County, far eastern and southeastern Burnett County, this is not another tornado. This is just a good old storm coming your direction. We do got reports up to tennis ball size hail with this severe thunderstorm warning coming in from the National Weather Service. I'm gonna go ahead and see here if any new updates on the weather chat have occurred. So they said at 10:52 up to tennis ball size hail. It is 11:01. So something, of course, we're going to have to watch here really, really closely here. So yeah, tennis ball size hail and over 60 mile per hour winds, radar indicated until 11:30. And it would not surprise me if they were to add a new downstream severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Burnett County going into Williamson County. If that does occur, my weather radio will go off. That gives me a few seconds to catch my breath, get a sip of a drink, and then we're back with more live coverage here tonight. So again, confidence of a new severe thunderstorm warning, it's going up. Again, I feel like they'll issue a new warning, as right in this corridor is pretty significant with hail and gusty winds. So again, we had a confirmed tornado in this area earlier this afternoon. Unfortunately, we're seeing a storm where damage has already been done. I think there's from what I saw, there was two potential tornadoes in northeastern Burnett County from what I saw. And with seeing confirmation on social media, today is our first confirmed tornado in our severe weather season of 2025 here in South Central Texas, especially to start off the hill country in Burnett County. So some very active weather here in our viewing area. Will I be live? The chances of me going live tomorrow are it's skyrocketing high. How it's going to go is, on the live stream schedule tomorrow, we'll go live, but storms will develop at weird times. Again, so most models are kind of all over the place. It's kind of more of a nowcasting situation, but anywhere from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. is when storms could develop. And I won't get home until about 5:30, 6 o'clock. So hopefully not a whole lot's happening then, but we'll see what happens. New scan came in. Hail core is significantly increasing right now. Again, we have tennis ball size hail. It looks like it pulls down the quarters, but it looks like it's potentially living up back to its name, the tennis ball size hail. I saw the National Weather Service meteorologist type in the weather chat. I think they're getting ready to say, hey guys, we have new severe thunderstorm warning coming in for far southeastern Burnett County, going to northwestern Williamson County. I think it's time to go ahead and throw out this new warning. I think that's what they're about to do here in the next probably about 1 minute here or so, as the hail core is now starting to exit the active severe thunderstorm warning zone. Again, pretty decent severe warning. If I was National Weather Service, which I wish I was sometimes, I would issue a new warning, because we're still seeing some good signatures of very large hail occurring in this storm. Again, National Service, they're right now, oh, okay. So we got some new updates here. Well, the alert box is blinking. It says severe thunderstorm warning. They're still continuing the tennis ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. This is radar indicated. So anybody living towards the Coppers Cove area or Briggs, where we had that confirmed tornado earlier today, just south and east of y'all, that's where we have some tennis ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Damage is considerable. Any minute now, we'll get a new severe thunderstorm warning. Again, I have zero confirmation from the National Weather Service chat that they're going to issue a new severe thunderstorm warning, but I've got high confidence that they will here in the next minute or so for Williamson County. We do have a storm chaser in Williamson County, which I find very interesting. I've never seen storm chasers in our area live on this app that we're using called WeatherWise. So I'm kind of getting used to this. Nick Busby, yeah, he caught the tornado earlier. He's still in this area. Wow, we're getting some great shots here this evening. Wow, let's see, is there audio with this? No, there's not. But again, it's a live shot from Nick Busby. The storm's coming right towards him. Alright, breaking information right now. National Weather Service says it looks like we're going to have to issue another severe thunderstorm warning for the cell and Burnett, as large hail once again will be moving into the Briggs area. I feel sorry for people in the Briggs area. Y'all are just getting hit hard with severe weather and tornadoes tonight. Radar indicates it may be as large as tennis balls. So any second now, new severe thunderstorm warning will be issued for southeastern Burnett County and Williamson County. Again, my weather radio will go off, so just get ready for that loud beep here in just a second. There's a small chance the tornado threat for tomorrow may go up, maybe a 5% for the hill country, but I would have to look more into the SPC or more into the models. So as of now, just to be safe, I'm going with a 2%, but if they throw out a 5%, I wouldn't be surprised. But again, mainly a 2% for tomorrow, but 5% cannot be ruled out. But mainly a 2%, so we'll see. I'm reading the chat right now. Also surprised Zane didn't go live, me too. That's wild. Yeah, I know where Florence is. Yeah, Florence is about to get impacted with some crazy weather right now. Hey guys, David here. If you guys have any questions, comments, stuff like that, feel free to throw that my direction, because we are live here. And if you guys saw any damage in Central Texas, feel free to let me know what you saw in your neck of the woods. All right, as forecasted, as I literally said it. as I said about 10 minutes ago, I said a new severe warning should get issued for Burnett and Williamson counties. Well, they did that.
At 11:05 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located over Briggs, 14 miles northeast of Bertram, moving 60 miles per hour. Hazard, tempest ball-size hail and 60 miles per hour wind gusts. Source, radar indicated. Intact, people and animals outdoors will be injured. Expect hail damage to roofs, siding, windows, and vehicles. Expect wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. Locations impacted include Georgetown, Gerald, Florence, Mohammed, Jaffa, Watson, and Dice, and Riggs.
Oh my gosh.
For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Torrential rainfall is occurring with this storm and may lead to flash flooding. Do not drive your vehicle through flooded roadways.
So we're looking at the vertical integrated liquid map here. This is an indication where I can see like if there's a whole lot of rain happening. When you see purple and red, that's an indication of hail. Look how ginormous this area of hail is. This is large. We're seeing hail area wide. The city of, or is it town or is it city? I'm not exactly sure. I've never been to Briggs before. I think it's a town maybe, but that area, large hail, tennis ball size hail is happening right now in your neck of the woods. Okula getting impacted right now with tennis ball size hail. And this is a large storm that's producing tons of likely damage right now, where we've already experienced a tornado today, a touchdown, and damage. And here we go with tennis ball size hail. If in case you didn't see a tornado, well, let's get some tennis ball size hail thrown in. So this area is really getting a consequence right now with all this intensive weather right now. So again, I'm hoping everyone's taking shelter right now as we got a bad storm coming your way. The city of Florence in the metro now under a severe thunderstorm warning. So the northwestern metro now under a severe warning, which is something we're going to have to watch here closely as this continues to go further. But again, if this storm can hold up together, which is looking likely, Florence coming your way. By the way, I'm noticing some new shower activity back up towards the west. We'll have to see if this can connect or a new storm development. Well, new storm development starting to get going towards the west. We make it a training effect trying to happen again, where we saw tons of flash flooding across Llano County and Vernon County a moment ago. Breaking information right now, seeing some new cells starting to develop across Burnett County. I'm a little surprised that they did not continue the severe thunderstorm watch until 12 in the morning like they did for Blanco, Gillespie, and Kendall counties, because I think it would have been a good idea to keep the severe thunderstorm watch. Cancel Mason and Atlanta counties, but keep Burnett County for maybe another 10 minutes, say 10 to 20 minutes, and then I would have thrown out a new watch for the metro and our eastern counties. Is what I would have done, and maybe even your New Braunfels. Maybe I would have thrown out a new severe thunderstorm watch, or would have extended it, or continued the severe watch and added more counties further to the south. As again, we're beginning to start to see some new storm development near Marble Falls. So something we're going to watch here closely as new storms are starting to initiate. But again, the story today is we just had storms initiate earlier today. Well, it had a training effect. We just had rounds of storms that occurred round after round after round. Mainly focused towards Lake Buchanan, which is great because we need the rain over there. There's a bad drought and the lake is super low, so it's great that we saw rounds and rounds of rain. But a lot of people got impacted from it. Large hail to baseballs, gusty winds, and if our friends where there's a severe thunderstorm and tennis ball size hail right now, a tornado touchdown and did damage. So I got a whole lot of not really good weather occurred. The only thing that we got really good from this was beneficial rain, kind of too beneficial in just a short period of time, but still something, of course, we're watching very, very closely. I leave the radio on, so it gives me a second to catch my breath. Gives me a look into the weather chat, so I can look more into what's going on. Look at the radar, see if anything new else pops up and stuff like that. So I let the radio turn on, so in case anyone wants to figure out, hey, where specifically is the storm at? What is the threats? What's the National Weather Service saying? That's why I leave my NOAA weather radio on. It gives me some time to kind of take a break from talking, and they can take over for a quick minute or two. That's why I keep it on. David, did you go to the Blue Bonnet Air Show in Burnet earlier this year? I did not. I was going to, but there was like 60-mile-per-hour winds in the afternoon or something during that, so I didn't go. A lot of people said that they were surprised they didn't cancel it and move it to next Saturday, because that Saturday was super windy. Then that next Saturday was perfect weather. It was in the 60s. It was nice. But yeah. All right, we got an isolated storm, as mentioned, developing southeast of Marble Falls. If you're in Marble Falls, maybe the light show is starting to get going possibly, but again, storm is going to push off to your southeast. Heads up western Travis County, maybe northwestern Hayes County. We'll have to keep your eyes on with a new storm trying to bubble up, as mentioned. But again, our top concern here in the northwestern section of the metro, a strong to severe thunderstorm warning is in effect right now across portions of the viewing area. Yeah, you remember that, yeah. So, since we have a severe thunderstorm warning in the metro, remember guys, I've partnered up with this TV company called Stream Endlessly, and I'm going to do a live. So how it goes is, a few people have access to the TV network. I'm one of those people that have access to it, obviously. I'm going to do a quick live report on the storm, because how it goes, if you guys are familiar with like live TV and stuff, they do updates. If there's severe warnings, like in the metro or something, they come on air. Well, that's what exactly I'll be doing. So with this, it's a 24/7 TV channel on the Stream Endlessly TV network. So I'm gonna hop on there and do an update, and I will share the live feed on here. So don't go anywhere. It'll take me about 20 seconds as I can get the feed over. So we have Thomas tonight that is helping me run this. So Thomas, I am ready whenever you are. Hey everybody, Chief Forecaster David. We're streaming live on Stream Endlessly. We're breaking into programming here to give you an update on a severe thunderstorm warning in the northwestern section of the metro right now. This is actually in Williamson County right now. This is not another tornado warning. It's just some good old severe storm producing tennis ball sized hail and wind speeds upwards to 60 miles per hour. This thunderstorm usually initiated further out towards the west, closer to Atlanta County, and this storm has been able to hold together and produce some very large hail. You may be asking, where is the large hail trying to occur? It's right in this zone where you see all that dark purples. That's where we got tennis ball sized hail ongoing. So the city of Briggs, or the town of Briggs, we had a tornado touchdown. Bailey to the south and to the east of y'all. Those areas that saw some damage earlier today, well, getting punished right now with tennis ball sized hail. So I hope everybody's moving indoors, staying away from the walls, windows, and doors as we have a bad storm. Don't be outside. I know the tennis ball size hail may be cool to look at, but highly recommend do not be outside, especially when there's hail this large. So again, move indoors now if you are in any of these purples, red, yellow, green shaded colors, as we have a pretty bad storm coming in your neck of the woods. So towards the Florence area is when the storm, again, the storm doesn't look like it could be weakening anytime soon. So Florence area, some large hail likely coming your way here very soon. Further down towards the southeast here, we got County Road 487, County Road 2843, and then County Road 195. We got some impacts of this strong to severe thunderstorm ongoing right now across portions of northeastern Burnet County and northwestern Williamson County. So again, move inside now as we have a bad storm ongoing. Now noticing a little blip back off towards the west, maybe a new shower may try to bubble up here in the next couple of minutes. We'll see what happens here, if anything can get going in that area. As we take a look at velocity here, nothing rotating, but we do have a little area of strong winds. We're going to go ahead and actually estimate here and see how strong these winds potentially could be. Let's see, radar is indicating over 50 mile per hour winds right now, 54, 57, let's see, 57. So yeah, it's almost right at that criteria of a severe thunderstorm warning. And anyways, it's a severe thunderstorm warning because of tennis ball size hail. If we go ahead and so that's the playback feed there. Let's go check correlation coefficient here. Maybe we can see the hail. Oh yeah. So yeah, you can see where the large hail is likely occurring. A little pop-up right here, another pop-up here. This is where the most heavier areas of likely hail is occurring on our map. Again, correlation coefficient here. The red you're seeing right now, this is the storm. The yellows is like the winds. And when you start to see like scattered activity like this is hail. And this is another tool that helps us see if there's a tornado on the ground. Debris is the term I should say. If there's debris getting picked up if a tornado is on the ground, which we would use the velocity tool. You would see red and green when they meet together. Usually a tornado is rotating or it's on the ground. But if we want to know if it's on the ground, go to correlation coefficient, pops this up, and if there's like a big plotch somewhere in there, that's an indication of where a tornado is likely on the ground. But as of now, no tornadoes on the ground in this area. One thing I'm noticing, starting to notice a back out C croissant look back out towards the edge here of the storm. This is kind of what the storm was doing earlier that prompted a tornado warning. We're going to have to watch this here next couple minutes as this storm is developing still. It's pretty strong too, as mentioned. In Burnett County, crossing over to Williamson County, and that storm spotter is no longer live, unfortunately. What is your friend that made you do the Ice Bucket Challenge on @Twitter? I don't know his Twitter handle, actually. That's why I didn't tag him on Twitter. It's because I didn't know what his handle was, but yeah. Alright, so in the last couple of minutes or so, no new updates came from the National Weather Service, so they're really just monitoring the radar, which I don't blame them. It's been a very busy several hours on their end, issuing alerts for several counties in Texas, in South Central Texas. So again, I don't blame them. It's been busy. But again, severe storms, as mentioned, guys, for Williamson and Burnett counties. We're watching this little shower here near Marble Falls to the southeast. There was a lot of yellow. Now it's mostly green, so maybe tweaking. We'll see. Little blip over here, northeastern Burnett County. Even a lightning strike indicated on there. So we make it a new thunderstorm that's trying to brew out in the northern section of Burnett County. It looks like they have lifted the flash flood warning for Llano and Burnett counties. The flash flood warning was for like 3 to 5 inches of rain. I think it was supposed to expire like 12 in the morning or something. It's 11:20 right now, so they let that expire very early, aka canceled it. And then we still have a severe warning, even a flash flood warning, areas further to the north. Alright, so that shower near Marble Falls has significantly died down. That little shower, almost a storm in northeastern Burnett County, that is long gone now. That storm is, or trying to be a storm, is now fizzling out. Alright, as mentioned, this is a very bad storm where we had a tornado on the ground, and now they're just getting punished with tennis ball sized hail. I'm going to be honest, unfortunately, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Me being honest today has been very right. I think we might be seeing some hail larger than tennis balls. It would not surprise me. There's strong winds occurring with this here. So we're going to monitor this closely. I'm going to go to Nick Busby here real quick. This is a live shot. He's in Florence, Texas, as the storm comes right towards him. I'm going to go ahead and do something real quick on behind the scenes here. I'm going to get in contact with a few meteorologists real quick. So give me a second as I get some new intel on some things. It should take me like 3 minutes maybe. So if y'all want to come back in 3 minutes instead of just watching this live shot, you can. Or if you want to watch this live shot and wait for me to come back, you can do so as well. But again, I'll be back in about 3 minutes for more live extended severe weather coverage on the Storm TV Network YouTube page. I'm David. More updates coming your way soon. Alright everybody, I am back. Sorry about that. It took a little bit longer to check something. You're saying there's definitely rotation. Uh-oh. Okay, I'll take a look at that in just a second. Sorry about that, guys. I was in contact with a few meteorologists, local meteorologists actually, talking to them about the severe thunderstorm watch, why there isn't one. And they're agreeing with me on there not being one. For majority of the area. Then we were talking about how, well, flooding. Yeah, flooding. What do I mean by flooding? Well, as we switch to green screen, you're going to see right now we have flash flood alerts across portions of the area. The Northern Hill Country and Williamson County, those areas are very saturated. And with storms that will happen later tomorrow, I'm kind of worried that tomorrow's rain, which could be heavy, could be very similar to this too, by the way. If it's slow moving, like what we're seeing now, and with areas that are very saturated, especially in Williamson County and northern sections of the Hill Country, we could have some flash flooding concerns tomorrow. So we'll have to watch this. And again, we already have been experiencing flash flooding across portions of the area. So y'all said there was rotation in this. I don't see any rotation. Nothing rotating at all. The strong wind core has faded away too. So overall, the wind threat has gone down slightly. But one thing that hasn't is the tennis ball size hail. But the tennis ball size hail is more scattered around. Now it's focalized in just one area. So that's something we're watching, of course, closely, as that has kind of centered more back off towards the southwest there. But overall, pretty good severe thunderstorm. Again, this is not a tornado warning. Nothing confirmed like we had this afternoon. So if you're just new and just finding out right now, yes, there was a confirmed tornado on the ground for quite some time in northeastern Burnett County as well as in northwestern Williamson County. I saw some funnels or maybe even a tornado touchdown a couple miles north of Liberty Hill this afternoon, so that was wild to see. Then I saw another tornado near the Briggs area. So I think there's 2 confirmed tornadoes this afternoon, maybe 1, but overall I saw two different areas of tornadoes, the Briggs area, and then I saw one near Liberty Hill. So I was like, is there 2? Is there 1? I don't know. Updates. So tomorrow morning, the National Weather Service. So tomorrow, the National Weather Service, they're going to be checking the storms that occurred that were tornado warned this afternoon, and they're going to double check and survey damage is what they're going to do. So I'm kind of curious what the rating is going to be. By the way, this is our first confirmed tornado of the season here, of severe weather season in Central Texas. So yeah, not looking good as we have our first confirmed tornado. We're not going to end the year here or end the part 1 of severe weather season with no severe weather or tornado warnings. Well, that was the case. Alright, got some new storms kind of firing up now in Milam County. Again, we do cover Milam County. So Milam County, we got some storms for real right now just north of Cameron. Probably hear some thunder in the distance, some lightning too. Can't be rolled out, so we got some storms ongoing. For our southern counties, anything happening down there? There is nothing much. And I just noticed they canceled the severe thunderstorm watch for the Hill Country, for the Southern Hill Country. So that is some great news on some updates right there. Okay, wow. Alright, I want to check something here. It's called the Excessive Rainfall Outlook. And I haven't checked this out in a while. So this is frozen. No, there we go. We're going to see what our flood risk looks like for tonight and tomorrow. Very curious what tomorrow's outlook shows. So today, they upgraded our flood threat because when I had things earlier, it was a level 1 risk, so they've upgraded it. Now, tomorrow's flood risk is still a slight, But with the ground being so saturated and more storms forecasted tomorrow, I'm kind of worried for Williamson and the northern hill country. With it being super saturated, and if we get some heavy rain in just a short period of time, we could have some flooding very quickly. And over the past 24 to 48 hours, there's been storms across portions of Burnett and Williamson County. Just a couple nights ago and last night, there was hail in Burnett and Williamson counties. Here we go again tonight, where there's hail happening now. So it's already saturated in those areas, and most areas in those areas that are mainly Burnett and Williamson counties, those areas have seen over 5 inches of rain in most pockets in those counties, those two counties there. So Burnett and Williamson County, you two guys, if you guys are in those counties, be on guard tomorrow. Tomorrow's weather is looking very concerning, especially flooding-wise, so something we'll watch. And as we approach next week, we have some more decent storm chances in our forecast Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Flash flood risk towards our northwest, but I would not be surprised if we got under another flood or severe weather risk Tuesday and Wednesday of next week for parts of the area, just like how it is today for our Thursday and Friday. So Thursday and Friday, today and Friday, severe weather. Tuesday and Wednesday next week, wouldn't be surprised if severe weather were to happen and flash flooding again. So again, lots we'll keep our eyes on, and lots we'll keep you up to date on here on the Storm TV Network YouTube page. What's the next thing I was going to check? Flash flood risk, there we go. Let's take a look at some of our models here. I haven't checked these in a very, very long time. And we're going to see here what the models are progressing and showing for tomorrow. And not just that, we're going to see what they're wanting to show for the time frame of storm. So I'm grabbing my chair, we're going to sit here, there we go. I guess we'll sit like this. So one thing I like to use more is called the HER model. So we're going to use the HER model for this. So this is this evening. So it is pretty accurate on those storms in Burnett County, but it wants to show some dying showers towards San Antonio later this evening. So we'll have to watch that closely if that could try to happen. And as storms start to fizzle out, this is tomorrow morning, mostly dry across central and south central Texas. By the way, there is a severe thunderstorm watch in North Texas right now, so we'll keep eyes on those storms towards our north, but those should not have any impact to our forecast. But as we approach the early, maybe mid to late morning, okay, this is the new model runs that we're looking at. This is indicating that isolated storms will develop. Those may contain a tornado threats. It wouldn't surprise me if maybe a 5% tornado risk were to occur maybe out in this area. So as storms really start to develop, I'm questioning things. Will we have a dry line back out here? I think it's a dry line back out here. So there's probably a dry line back out here, and it's initiating storms. That's what it looks like. And then eventually it'll become clusters of storms. Widespread beneficial rain. Wow. So yeah, overall, the early part of the day tomorrow, mainly dry from the morning. By the early to mid-afternoon, maybe late afternoon, we'll keep our eyes on for a few isolated strong to severe thunderstorms. May contain a tornadic threat with that possibly. But it's really the late afternoon into the evening where we should be expecting this widespread line of showers and thunderstorms bringing beneficial rain across the area. So again, something we'll watch for tomorrow's weather. But again, that's what it's showing here for tomorrow. All right, update on current weather now. We still got some severe storms. It looks like, so yeah, this severe storm is just barely outside of the viewing area, so we're gonna have to watch this closely. If this storm is still pretty strong, as this is showing, and a new update from the National Weather Service here in a moment, I'm gonna break into programming on Stream Endlessly, and we're gonna do a live update on there, and give people updates on there. And there we go, new update came out. All right, so new update, it says, let's see here. Okay, the storm is a signs of the storm weakening. 60-mile-per-hour winds, perhaps some quarter-size hail with this. It wouldn't surprise me if there was actual quarter-size hail happening. So again, no more tennis ball-size hail. Quarter-size hail is the only thing we're experiencing right now. This is pretty much the only storm that we're seeing right now in our viewing area. There are some storms out in Milam County, but those are starting to exit the county, so that's about it. But again, just active storms right now. One warning in the hill country, one warning in the metro. Again, these are severe warnings for this isolated thunderstorm that's producing large hail and damaging winds. For our southern counties here, not a whole lot's happening. There is a little shower just barely to the south. Baird County on Interstate 37, so something we'll watch. Our latest storm track says it wants to bring this towards Gonzales County, so we do cover Gonzales County. So heads up for people towards Gonzales County. May hear some drops of rain tonight on the roof, probably. A steadier rain will try to come your direction, but chances of rain in our southern counties are about a 20% rain chance. That mostly occurred this evening. So overall, today's rain chance is really, well, overall, rain chance today is pretty much gone almost, just about gone. It's really saturated, I guess you could say, across the area. So, well, the ground is saturated. Where is my words going? Ground is saturated for parts of the area, especially the northern hill country and Williamson County. But not just that, we're kind of losing, I don't want to say we're losing the moisture, but we're starting to lose some things very, very closely. What is... Matt Farrell, I agree with you on that. Some personal stuff, I won't say personal, but some things that you would only see as I don't know. If y'all had access to like the weather chat like I do, it's only some things you would see in the chat, only some. Yeah, Matt Farrell, that's a great thought there. All right, looks like they've issued one second, I'm going to read what the National Service responded back to them on this. I'm actually very, very curious. Looks like Monty might have responded back to him. Let's see. One second, I'm going to figure out what's going on with the Burnett County storm. You're not the only one. So yeah, all the meteorologists, forecasters, everybody, they're all kind of like, I don't want to say they're worried, but they're like thinking and like trying to figure out how is this storm in Burnett County, and why is Burnett County been the favorable zone for severe weather all day today, or all late afternoon into the evening hours today, which is a great question, because in the chat it says one of the weather guys there said wondering, or it's actual meteorologists for central Texas and the Waco area, which they do cover Burnett County. One of the weather guys said, wondering what is about Burnett County that has made it so hostile, I pronounced that very wrong, for storm development that isn't being seen in other areas of central Texas, especially as we get deeper into the night. Which I agree, like, we barely have, we have like, there's like no other storms. This storm is the strongest storm of the night. Well, it's not, this is a lie, but this is the strongest storm that we have right now across the area. But we have some new blips popping up in Milam County, some new storms, some new initiation developing up towards our east. But one thing that most meteorologists and forecasters are saying tonight is, how is this storm the strongest out of all? Again, storms should have ended maybe an hour ago from what things are looking like to see from this afternoon when we did weather, or when I was doing weather earlier today. My original thinking on storm development was between 5 p.m. to like 9, 10 o'clock-ish. It's 11:30 at night, and we still have severe weather. Let's see here. The storm is finally sub-severe, but we'll wait another scan before downgrading it. So they're going to wait for a new scan, and if that new scan indicates not as severe, they're going to downgrade it, drop the severe warning, and issue a new special weather statement. But they're waiting for a new scan to come out. That's exactly what they said in the National Weather Service chat. So, again, the storm is relatively weakening. The moral of the story today is these storms have been pulsing up and down. So what that means is they've been strong at times, and they've been weak, and they come strong again. Well, as of now, the storm is weakening. It has pulsed up here and there, but it's weakening. Hopefully it doesn't pulse up. We'll see. But again, pretty decent storm. Again, this is a severe storm for quarter-size hail. The National Weather Service said that the storm is finally sub-severe. So again, the storm isn't really severe anymore. So subsevere means it's not severe. It's no longer 60-mile-per-hour winds or quarter-size hail, which is right at the criteria of a severe thunderstorm warning. So break it down. How does a severe thunderstorm warning work? You gotta have 58-mile-per-hour winds and or 1-inch size hail, which is quarters, and that's what we're seeing right now in this severe thunderstorm warning. So we'll see what they do here. And they said it's finally sub-severe, so it's no longer severe. So it's probably like 40-mile-per-hour winds, maybe nickel-size hail. It's probably about what they were talking about moments ago. So the meteorologist in the weather chat, he is typing right now. He said there's a new updraft 1 mile northeast of Briggs. We'll keep the warning another 10 minutes. Oh my gosh. So he said there's a new updraft northeast of Briggs. So, oh wait. Yeah, he's right. This little guy right here. I just realized this new little guy here has blossomed. So a new little storm has bubbled up right here. So what they're doing is they're keeping the severe thunderstorm warning 10 more minutes longer now. So the original thinking is, hey, we're good. Nope, 10 more minutes of a warning because this new guy is starting to pop up. And again, as I mentioned, we might be starting to see the signs of the pulsing effect, where it's strong to severe, and then it's like very big hail, then it weakens to maybe quarter-size hail or smaller, which is exactly what we just saw. But new scan shows a new pop-up here. Question is this, will this tap in some moisture, which will likely do, and could the hail core connect with this new storm? Will that happen? Will the updrafts meet, and will that collide? We'll see. It's called a stalled out boundary line. Uh-oh. The hot air hits the front boundary. Yep. My head hurts. I might go to bed soon. Okay, understandable. Yeah, we'll have the boundary tomorrow. The boundary will be off towards our north. So tomorrow's set up for severe weather. One, dry line to our west, and then, as mentioned in the chat, a boundary will happen somewhere in this zone. Mainly like in the heart of Texas, not Austin, but like the Waco area, kinda. That's where a zonal flow will be at, and just to the south, that's where storms will start to initiate. The better chances will. Bigger picture on severe weather right now. There's severe thunderstorm watches across Oklahoma and Texas, North Texas, as well as the Panhandle, seeing severe watches. As of now, nothing severe. Severe thunderstorm watches. Wow. Severe watch expires at 7 o'clock in the morning. Whoa. So some insane weather over there tonight. And South Texas, some severe weather watches in effect until midnight tonight. So, of course, we're going to watch that. And then any storms in our southern counties, doesn't appear so, but this heavy, well, actually it looks like this heavy rain band will not impact our far southern county, Gonzales County. So that's some wonderful news on that level there. I do see how that works. And it's kind of how today played out a little bit with the training effects with storms, and that will be very similar to tomorrow. All right. So overall, radar-wise, not a whole lot in the hill country. Again, severe weather in the hill country. It's winding down. We're really about 90% of the hill country. No storms. So if you're in Mason, Llano, Gillespie, Blanco, Kendall counties, you're good to go to bed. Storms are over. If you're in the city of Burnett, go to bed. You guys are fine. Northeastern Burnett County, if you're towards the it's not Beans. No, it's called Briggs. Sorry about that. Briggs. The Briggs area, stay up with me in maybe another 10-15 minutes. If you're in Williamson County, especially the northern side, stay up another 20-25 minutes just to see what the storm tries to do. We don't cover Temple over towards Bell County, but if you guys are in Bell County, just southwest of Temple, heads up, strong storm right now, some gusty winds, decent sized hail and gusty winds, and then a flash flood warning also in effect. All right, new update. The hail core is pretty much gone. There's a little tiny purple right there, but overall it's pretty much gone. So that's great news with that. Yeah, overall the storm is beginning to die out. As predicted, storms in Milam County have pushed off towards the northeast. They're starting to fade away. Alright, so they're saying that the lightning has decreased, which is great for me. It says the new updraft is struggling, so they're going to cancel the warning shortly. So, I mean, today's atmosphere, the Cape and our environment was unstable today. And those cumulus clouds were able to create those big updrafts. They tap into the moisture, and boom, we saw big time severe weather today across a lot of areas across the area today. But we have so many storms that happened today, especially in this zone. Kinda, it's really more off towards the west, but we had some storms over here earlier today, like twice or multiple times. Well, I don't think there was enough storm energy over here. I mean, there is storm energy now because we have a storm, but as soon as it got into Williamson County, just almost, it's weakening. So we're starting to lose some of that storm energy here quite closely. So again, they're going to be canceling this severe thunderstorm warning here very, very soon. Just towards the Gerald area, so just west of Gerald. Oh, there we go. So severe thunderstorm warning is now canceled from the National Weather Service. We finally have 0 severe thunderstorm warnings in the area. Again, we've had severe weather here in South Central Texas for more than, this is just like it was a few days ago, where we had severe weather for more than 6 hours across the area. We've had severe weather in our area. Let's see, we started seeing severe weather and tornadoes at 4 o'clock this afternoon. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've seen severe weather for about 6 hours and a half, 7 hours. Now it's finally came to an end. So about 6 hours and a half of severe weather across South Central Texas is absolutely wild. So definitely a long event today. I'm going to keep the stream going. I'm still going to be here for at least another few more minutes. I'm going to see what the storm does in case it tries to pulse back up. But overall, I think the storm is weakening, just like with the National Service chat saying. Nick Bannon in the chat saying, hallelujah. I agree. Yeah, storms are finally, severe weather's over. I think we're okay for the rest of tonight. But tomorrow, round 2, we're not over. Okay, that's a special weather statement. So let's talk about this here real quick. Special weather statement in effect. This is for 40 mile per hour winds, half-inch size hail for Burnett and Williamson counties until 12:15 near the Briggs and Florence area. Not a whole lot occurring with this storm, except for potential small hail and, again, gusty winds. So that's about it right now in our viewing area. Oh, so once again, finally, activity is starting to wind down, and I am super happy about that, obviously. Well, you know me, I love storms, but yeah. So overall, I'm going to be honest, the storms are gone for pretty much the rest of tonight, so y'all are pretty much good to go to bed if you're watching anywhere in the viewing area. Again, the threat of severe weather has diminished. If you're in Williamson County, again, we'll have to keep our eyes on that storm that may try to bubble up or pulse up. This is the word there, so we'll have to see if that can try to pulse up. But again, overall, the storm chance for everybody, the rain chance is down to about a 10% now, as we're seeing about very sliver of Williamson County seeing some storms, as well as far eastern Burnett County. Again, storms are now coming to an end. So overall, with today's severe weather, we had a confirmed tornado in Burnett County. We had large hail for several areas today. Here where I live at, we saw hail over 13 times. The longest time I have ever, we just had rounds and rounds and rounds of hail, and large at times. Even had there was a time when I looked at the radar today. It said there was rotation just outside of where I lived at, and I went outside to see if there was rotation. I noticed the clouds starting to lower, but my phone was charging because it was at 6%, so I had to charge it. So I ran all the way back to my room to grab my phone, ran back outside. As soon as I came back, a rain shadow effect started to occur. The other thing that I could tell was strong winds, but large hail started to come from the sky. So overall, the weather today is very wacky and wild. Today's weather definitely overperforms, but I did forecast the isolated tornado that occurred today in the Briggs area. Did not say it would happen specifically in Briggs, but I did say an isolated tornado cannot be ruled out in any of my 18 counties. And obviously, Burnett, y'all know me, I'm like the Burnett County weather guy as well as Llano County, mostly. Well, not verified. Definitely not into, I don't know. Okay, yeah, okay, so the weather, it's pretty much over. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a night because there's no more bad storms. So everybody that's watching right now, y'all are good to go to bed. You guys should be able to sleep. When it comes to storms, I can never go to sleep. Just check this one more time here. Make sure nothing new has happened. Last scan came out at 48. It is 50 right now. It's about a minute and a half ago. Seeing no hail. So overall, we're looking okay. I'm going to get some sleep. I'm going to get about 12. I'm going to get like an hour. Let's see here. I have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to get ready for school. So I'll wake up. So I got about 5 hours and a half of sleep, maybe 5 hours of sleep, because I still have a lot more things to post of severe weather, and I have a lot of responding to comments and like national weather companies I gotta respond to. So it's gonna be busy the next 30 minutes. But I'm gonna take a shower and then respond to social media and stuff. I'll go to bed probably around 12:30, 1 o'clock, because there's a lot of responding I gotta do tonight. So I'm gonna get about 5 hours of sleep, which don't worry, I'm used to getting that amount of sleep. All right, so that's everything. Again, this is the storm that was severe with tennis ball size hail. Now it's weakened to about half-inch size. Tomorrow we have a level 2 risk of severe weather, area wide tomorrow. Live stream is very likely tomorrow. What I'll probably do is I'll probably have a scheduled stream, and it will probably start around 11 o'clock maybe, and it will just be like a live radar loop probably, and then more extended coverage will happen probably later in the evening. So we'll see what happens depending on how fast I am at moving out of my bed tomorrow morning. I only have about 25 minutes to move from my bed, get ready, and stuff like that before I leave. Alright, so you guys have a great night. Again, severe weather's over. I'm out of here. We'll keep our eyes on this risk of severe weather tomorrow. I should be here tomorrow. I'll be on standby mode. Again, storms will be, from what most models are indicating, they'll be isolated at first. And then we'll have to keep our eyes on some West Texas storms. Supercells are a dry line, become a cluster, and then that will come into our area from off towards the northwest. After more storms will potentially be isolated in nature early beforehand. But that's just what one model is indicating. Some of the models are saying just isolated storms that will become clusters, and some other models are saying complex of storms off towards our west and northwest and just come plowing. So it's kind of a lot of uncertainty, kinda. So a lot of nowcasting will have to occur for tomorrow. So lots to watch. But my original thinking on storms, when they should start to pop up or bubble up across the area, is anywhere from 1 p.m. till about 6 p.m. That is my time frame on when I think storms could get going out of any of my 18 counties I cover here in South Central Texas. Let's check satellite real quick, make sure there's nothing else that we're missing out. Wow, just clear, there's a little bit of clear skies right here. Wow, very interesting. Then clear skies well off towards the west, and still some thick cloud cover. It tells us there's a lot of moisture out here. That's why there's a lot of clouds. So yeah, things are quieting up now. So it's wonderful news there. All right, so you guys have a wonderful night. I'm going to bed. I am absolutely worn out. Very worn out. So thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have a lovely night. Again, a live stream very likely tomorrow. Hopefully I'm home in time. Again, reason why we had a 10-minute stream earlier was because my power went out. But now obviously it's back up and running. All right. So anyways, that's what I got for now, as mentioned, and I'll see y'all back here with more updates on weather. You guys have a great night, and I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys off with a live look. Hopefully it's not a spinning wheel of death, but we'll see what happens. All right, good night, Cowboy Hayden. Good night, everybody, and I'll see y'all back here tomorrow. Again, hopefully I'm home in time tomorrow. But yeah, more updates here on the Storm TV Network YouTube page. Oh, of course, if you want more updates throughout the day, make sure to check me out on X, and we'll see more behind-the-scene posts of what I saw you in videos on Twitter at DavidALFWX. All right, guys, have a good night. Take care, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.
in Central Texas can be unexpected a lot of times. Stick with Storm for your trusted local weather updates so you can get your daily forecast updates and storm weather coverage from a trusted team you can trust. Stay ahead of the storm with Storm Austin. Storm Austin. Austin's